Light is not truth, it cannot get brighter.
Are you guys familiar with the history of the Watchtower organization?
Yes, we are.
Okay, so the founder was?
Okay, like just off before you go any further.
Yes.
We're not about to change the way you think.
Okay.
You're not about to change the way
You're not interested in truth?
We are interested in truth.
Okay, so you know the truth about the Watchtower organization, the history?
So I'm not going to overtalk you
Let's
as
see
you're
if,
doing to
okay,
me.
Okay.
Okay. So I would ask you to leave.
Okay.
Because we're not going to.
So you're not interested in the truth of the Watchtower organization history?
No.
Do you know the Watchtower history?
Yes, we do.
Okay, so Charles Taze Russell, the founder of the Watchtower, wrote in his book, The Time Is at Hand, in 1914, what was supposed to happen.
Well, you're going to read it now?
I can if you want. I can.
You knew all this.
I can. I could quote it off by heart too if you want.
Why don't you come to our door and tell us?
We are at your door.
No. Why don't you?
My mind is made up.
So what Ted is reading here are publications that the Watchtower has put out in the past. And so those books.
We've actually seen. Look, before I was one of the Jehovah's Witnesses, I read 20 Years of Watchtower Slave. I read a lot of that stuff. Mm-hmm. You know, the purpose of it was to tear down what the organization did. Which we're talking about imperfect man as well, right?
There's a term.
I'm not basing anything on what the Watchtower Society said. Mm-hmm. We're basing it on the Bible, and you don't believe that, and that's fine.
Oh,
you're passing out Awake magazines
in a free world.
You're passing out Awake magazines, and your campaign is right now Attitude Makes a Difference. In the past, with Rutherford, your campaign now was Millions Now Living Will Never Die. That was the big campaign. That was the book that he wrote.
It was Millions Now Living May Never Die.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay. And
so you did. So you got that part wrong.
Okay.
Close enough though.
Okay.
See, this is the value of debating, because there could be...
I have the book at home, so I'll double check it.
Yeah.
But I'll double check it. But in his book, that same book, he said that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob were going to return from the dead. And he built a mansion and held it in trust for Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, who were supposed to return from the dead in 1925. He held it in trust under their names. Obviously, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob never returned from the dead. You're disagreeing with me? I have the book in my car. I could go get it. It's called The New World, published by the Watchtower. I can go get it for you.
So I thought you were going to debate the Bible, but you want to talk about imperfect men.
No. Jesus, do you not take heed to the warning of Jesus Christ when he warned us to watch out and not be deceived by false prophets? Your foundation that you're putting your eternal trust in is the Watchtower organization that has proved itself over and over again as being guilty of being a false prophet from its very beginning.
We're willing to make adjustments if we are not right.
It's not like baseball. You get 3 chances and you're considered a false prophet. No. If you make a false prophecy, you're a false prophet, and that's what the Watchtower has been guilty of over and over again. Not only even in the very Awake magazines that you guys carry, the very promise of the Awake magazine was this magazine builds confidence in the Creator's promise, Creator Jehovah, of a peaceful and secure new world before the generation that saw the events of 1914 pass away. Why is it that the Watchtower no longer publishes in the Awake magazine that as the very reason why the Awake magazine is published, that you guys hand out? Why is it that they no longer...
When was the last time you looked at an Awake magazine? Seriously, when is the last time you picked up one of those and read it?
You're not answering my question.
No, I'm asking you that. The question there, you could answer for yourself if you read it there.
Okay.
So?
Okay, I'm asking...
Are you reading this photocopy thing from wherever, or are you actually going to look
You didn't answer my question. You just ignored it and tried to push it away. I have copies. I have a collection of Watchtower magazines. I have photocopies. I have a collection of Awake magazines. So I do have access to your material, and that's the greatest proof.
The world has access to
exactly. So my question that I asked you that you completely brushed aside and ignored, once again, the very reason the Awake magazine was published was why? Was this magazine that you guys pass out builds confidence in the Creator's promise of a peaceful and secure new world before the generation that saw the events of 1914 pass away. Why does the Watchtower leadership no longer publish that in the Awake magazine?
So why do you think that is?
Because it was a false prophecy that they taught for decades.
So that's a prophecy?
Absolutely. Jehovah's promise, is that not a prophecy that saw the events of 1914 pass away?
Based on the Bible, that's the promise.
Yeah, and then never, why did they not affirm that as their statement? Because
Where does it
Maybe
say
not
that?
in the watch, maybe not there, that particular item that you got.
Okay.
It is in the Watchtower
okay.
magazine. It is in every other publication.
Where does
and
it-
it's in the Bible.
Oh, okay, that the generation that saw the events of 1914. Oh, how much is a generation according to you guys then? Like how much more time do you
There's
have
an
before
overlapping
it's
of time. Generation
Okay.
70 years.
Nobody
Okay.
knows the time.
70 years? So then that's way over. That was a total false. You just said 70 years?
1984.
Yeah, 1984. So that's why they. You just
no.
confirmed. You just confirmed.
There's an overlapping of generations.
Oh, okay. So right now, 2016, right? So that's over 100 years ago, right? So that's why they took it out, because that generation is pretty much toast, right?
So some of those that are still living from the generation
Yeah,
of 1940
102.
are still alive.
102, yeah. Okay, but my point is, why did they take it out?
They haven't
Because it was
taken it
a
out.
false prophecy. Oh, you show me where that says the very purpose of the
We're not
magazine.
going to fight with you.
Okay, I'm not fighting. I'm just pointing
Well,
you
you're
to the
loud-
warning
you're
of
loud-
Jesus.
You're
I'm-
loud enough for them to hear over there.
I'm
So
pointing to you. I can talk lower if you like. I can appreciate that.
I don't
I'm just
think you
pointing
can.
to you that you're in desperate trouble of putting your eternal salvation into the hands of the Watchtower organization that has been guilty over and over again of being a false prophet. So you say you take heed to the words of Jesus Christ when he warned us to watch out, not be deceived by false prophets. But that's exactly what you're doing when you're
something?
putting your trust in the Watchtower
All of
organization.
This magazine, the Watchtower,
Yes.
they could all go. We
Okay.
would still have the truth.
Okay, that's interesting. Okay, and that would be that's interesting.
You know what,
That's-
Steve?
Yeah.
I think it's time to go.
Okay.
Yeah, honestly, the
Okay, yeah.
reason that we're doing this
Yeah.
is to just offer literature to
Okay.
people. We don't pull them off the
Okay,
street.
okay.
We're just offering it to them.
Okay.
What you guys are doing is creating a spectacle. Nobody's going to stop you.
Okay.
So why be here?
Okay.
So it's time, I think, for us to go.
So I'll just leave you with this warning. Not only are you endangering your
We're endangering everybody else. too.
exactly,
Okay, all right.
you're
Beat
not,
you to the punch on that
yeah,
one. All right.
exactly.
Okay.
So, and
And you're not chasing us away. We're
Yeah.
not, we go to everybody's door. We go to
Okay.
your door.
Yeah, yeah.
We don't.
Yeah, I
we-
realize that.
Yeah, we talk to everybody. We're going
pointing
to the,
people to the false.
Go ahead. No, I'm
Pointing-
sorry, I thought I was
Okay.
talking
Okay,
there.
okay,
Yeah.
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. So we talk to everybody.
Yeah.
We go into the prisons. We do. This is what we do. This is our. This is our.
What
You
do
want
you
to talk
share?
over me? Okay.
What do you share with them in the prison?
Okay, now it's your turn to cut in.
Okay.
Is that what you're going to do?
Well,
we don't want
you're
to
a
have
little
an argument.
you're a little oversensitive, I think. You're like people can interject in conversations, can't they?
Okay. Well.
Yeah.
I guess they can because they are.
Yeah.
No, our purpose is to talk to people that just want to have a look at the literature
Yeah.
and are happy to learn something.
Yeah.
We're not here to fight with anybody, which
Okay.
is exactly what you guys want to do. And
No, I
that's
care
not-
about. Believe it or
that's
not,
why we're here.
Believe it or not, I care about you guys. I care about all men.
So,
I want people to
just
believe the
back
truth,
up.
as Jesus warned us that people perish because they refuse to love the truth. But today, the truth has been shared with you. Obviously, the greatest proof of the Watchtower organization that you follow has been guilty over and over again of being a false prophet is your own Watchtower material. And today, you have made the decision to ignore that truth and continue to put your eternal trust into the hands of the Watchtower organization.
It has been successful for over 100 years. That's all the proof we need.
Okay, of following a false prophet.
Nope.
Even Raymond Franz, your former governing body member, documents.
your umbrella?
The other one's mine, actually. Documents
we're
the
done.
false prophecies in the Watchtower organization.
We're not
1918, Judge Rutherford's lecture, entitled "Millions Now Living Will Never Die," was the beginning of a worldwide recruiting effort called the Millions Campaign. Not too surprisingly, it proclaimed the coming destruction of the existing world. It would happen soon, in 1925.
Based upon the promises set forth in the divine word, we must reach the positive and indisputable conclusion that millions now living will never die.
In 1920, the Millions book was published. In it, Rutherford claimed the Bible proved that in 1925, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, and other faithful men of old were to be resurrected, to rule henceforth as princes on the new Paradise Earth. Fully convinced that Rutherford's prophecy was true, many witnesses sold their homes and businesses and took to the road. Living in cars and trucks like itinerant peddlers, they spread the warning. As 1925 drew closer, some farmers even refused to plant crops because they believed the end was at hand. Finally, 1925 came, and as in 1914, nothing happened. Once again, the Watchtower Society's prophecy had proven false. As Russell had done, Rutherford doggedly held to the story that the end was just around the corner. In 1929, the judge had this palatial mansion constructed. It was deeded to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, so they and other ancient worthies would have a place to live when they were resurrected. Located in an exclusive district of San Diego, it was given the name Beth Sarim, Hebrew for House of the Princes. On the radio and in print, he continually stressed that the end of the world was just months away. The end finally came, but only for Rutherford. In 1942, he died at Beth Sarim, the house he had built as a luxurious testimony to God's name. In retrospect, perhaps the only testimony this lovely mansion ever gave was to the cash value of false prophecy. In 1948, the Society quietly sold the property, covering up an embarrassing chapter in its history. Today, most modern Jehovah's Witnesses are unaware that Beth Sarim ever existed.